Rome Pope Francis said, "I cannot remain silent." The United Nations Secretary-General spoke of his great anxiety. The European Union expressed serious concern. American allies like Britain, France, Germany, and Italy all declared it a mistake. A chorus of international leaders criticized the Trump administration's decision on Wednesday to officially recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel as a dangerous disruption that contravenes several United Nations resolutions and could inflame one of the world's thorniest conflicts. Secretary-General Antonio Guterres and Pope Francis both expressed alarm that the announcement would provoke new tensions in the Holy City, which is revered by Jews, Christians, and Muslims. Within minutes of Trump's speech, in which he said the American embassy would be moved from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, Guterres delivered what amounted to a diplomatic rebuke. Reading a statement outside the Security Council chambers at United Nations headquarters in New York, Guterres criticized any unilateral measures that would jeopardize the prospect of peace for Israelis and Palestinians, underscoring the administration's departure from decades of American policy. Jerusalem is a final status issue that must be resolved through direct negotiations between the two parties on the basis of the relevant Security Council and General Assembly resolutions, taking into account the legitimate concerns of both the Palestinian and the Israeli sides, Guterres said. "In this moment of great anxiety, I want to make it clear, there is no alternative to the two-state solution," he said. "There is no plan B." In Rome, Pope Francis prayed that Jerusalem's status be preserved and needless conflict avoided. "I cannot remain silent about my deep concern for the situation that has developed in recent days," Francis said at his weekly general audience at the Vatican. "And at the same time, I wish to make a heartfelt appeal to ensure that everyone is committed to respecting the status quo of the city, in accordance with the relevant resolutions of the United Nations." "Jerusalem is a unique city," he said, "sacred to Jews, Christians, and Muslims, where the holy places for the respective religions are venerated, and it has a special vocation to peace." In especially strong language, the Pope added, "I pray to the Lord that such identity be preserved and strengthened for the benefit of the Holy Land, the Middle East and the entire world, and that wisdom and prudence prevail, to avoid adding new elements of tension in a world already shaken and scarred by many cruel conflicts." The European Union's top diplomat, Federica Mogherini, expressed concern about the repercussions this may have on the prospect of peace. In a statement, she reiterated the EU's position that Jerusalem should be a future capital of two states, Israeli and Palestinian, and that embassies should not be moved there until the city's final status was resolved. She cited a 1980 United Nations Security Council resolution that condemned Israel's attempted annexation of East Jerusalem as a violation of international law. She called on actors in the region to show calm and restraint in order to prevent any escalation.